Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Jonesin for Wins. My name is Craig Havens. With me is Jonathan Almanzar, and today we've got our special guest, Zach Mourar, a Philadelphia Eagles fan. Anyways, today we're going to discuss the upcoming game where the 4-1 Dallas Cowboys head out to Philadelphia to face the 5-0 Philadelphia Eagles. We know it's a dream. We know it's just happening here, but it'll be over by the end of the week. So, Zach, welcome to the show. How are you today?
I'm doing great. It's a good time to be a fan of the NFC Beast, unless you're, of course, Washington. So.
That is true. That is
Yes.
definitely true. So, actually, let's start there. The NFC East, now known as the strongest division in the league. Do you,
Yes.
what's your thoughts?
Um. So I'm struggling. I think that both the Eagles and Cowboys are good. I think they're very good. I would have both of them in my top five for teams in the league. Um. I think that the Giants are fake. I just can't help but feel like they're fake. I love Saquon Barkley as a Penn State grad. I love Saquon, but I just can't help but feel like they're somehow magically winning games. I don't know. So
Feel the same.
yeah.
I think the Giants are completely fake. I think they're overrated. I think that when you win games without a quarterback and no receivers, like there's just something weird going on, and I think they will regress to the mean very soon.
It's so weird
Yeah.
hearing them talk about Daniel Jones like he is like he's one of the elite quarterbacks in the league right now, and I, he's almost Cooper Rush stats.
I don't get it. I've heard people say, did Brian Dable finally fix Daniel Jones? And I'm watching this game and I'm like, I'm pretty sure Saquon Barkley is playing quarterback better than Daniel Jones is.
Yeah,
Like I don't get it. So
but
yeah.
are the so then we all agree they're not for real. Who's the toughest
Yeah,
division then in the league?
What
the
were we saying?
toughest what?
Division in the league. I mean, we all thought it was going to be the AFC West. I mean, it was
Correct.
almost simple, but they're a joke. I mean, they've got Kansas City.
They have Kansas City.
They don't even have the
The
Chargers. I mean,
the
honestly, they
Chargers
don't
are
have the
good
Chargers.
despite their coach, and a bunch of injuries.
So who is it?
Um,
Who is the tough? I mean, we all say it's not the NFC East, it's not the AFC West. So who's the toughest division right now? Who would you hate? What division would you hate to have on your schedule right now?
The
man,
NFC East.
yeah, it almost has to be the NFC East, I guess.
So it's full of pretenders that you would never want to face. I got it. This is going to be
Right.
an easy one.
Yeah.
I mean, there is nobody. This whole league
Yeah.
is. It's a
I,
weird.
I would say I would say the NFC North, but I don't think Green Bay is that
It's
good. And
Chicago.
Chicago sucks. The
Detroit.
Lions have a high scoring offense,
I
but they
mean, at
have no
least we
defense.
only have Washington.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah,
I mean, the Giants at least are winning, but
yeah, yeah. If the Packers were what I thought they would be, then I would have said them because the Vikings are decent and whatnot. But it's I think it's the NFC East.
it's got to be the NFC East.
Well,
I
I
feel like a complete
or
homer
the
on all of
AFC
this stuff.
East if Tua wasn't hurt,
If
I would
Tua
say the
wasn't
AFC
hurt,
East.
possibly. I mean, the Jets are in second place there, though.
That's true.
I mean,
Yeah.
all right, so I'm gonna let you start talking about this game. Tell me what your full, honest expectations are for this game coming up.
Hey, real quick, I know who you meant when you said you, but could you please clarify?
Oh, that's a really good. All right,
Thank
so
you.
actually, I'm gonna turn the corner a little bit. Before we get to that, I was talking to Zach, and I'm used to talking to just Jonathan. I'm sorry. So you, Zach, how did you become an Eagles fan? What brought you to that miserable, horrible life?
Sure. Yeah.
To that?
No.
Are you going to tell the rat poison story when you ate rat poison? Is that
No.
what
Yeah. I'm gonna tell the story about how I ate horse shit off the ground in Philadelphia after we won the Super Bowl. No. I yeah. I don't know. I was born into this misery. Everyone in my family are Eagles fans. And yeah, it's been a hard existence. Other than we did win the Super Bowl a couple years ago, and that was nice.
More
So
recently than us, yes.
yeah, yes.
We're-
No, and Craig, I've known you a very long time, and every season has ended sadly except for that one. So
All right, so Zach, let us know. What do you think about this game? What is your full, honest expectation? Let's not get into score
Sure.
yet. We're going to get to that, but tell me what you expect to see.
Sure, I expect a lot of things. I think that the Eagles will be, and I think I have the stat properly, but I think the Eagles will be the first team to score over 20 on the Cowboys defense
That would be true.
this
Well,
season.
but
I do think
if they did, they
I-
would be the first.
I do think that this game will be all about the lines. I think the Cowboys defensive line is arguably the best in the league. I think it's really impressive, and I think that's led by who I think currently is probably the best defensive player in the league, and that's Micah Parsons. I think the Eagles' offensive line is a little bit battered right now, with Jason Kelsey being injured. That's sort of amorphous, and Landon Dickerson getting injured as well. The line is a little bit beat up. Luckily, Isaac Seumalo's back, and Jordan Mailata is day to day. But I think that line play is going to be really crucial. And the Eagles defensive line is, I think, either first or second in sacks behind the Cowboys. So I think that this is going to be a big line game here. So.
All right. Jonathan wants to say something. I can see it. He's
No. I have a question. Do you think Dak's going to play?
I don't know. Last I heard was he was having trouble gripping the ball. I'd like Dak to play. I'd like to play them at full strength if we can, but that's what I heard last.
He is throwing tomorrow, so we should know more.
Okay.
We should know more over the next couple days. But
wasn't it creepy how that not the tight end for the Detroit Lions? What's the other announcer? The one that combs his hair.
Oh.
What's his name? Doesn't matter.
Not Greg Olsen, the other one.
Was it the way he kept talking about how he shook Dak's hand and how strong Dak's hand was and how meaty it was? Like he just kept going on and on and on about like it was so firm and so meaty, and he just had like such a strong grip. And I mean, there's no way. I mean, he's got a grip, man. He has got a grip. And I was like, dude, chill out a little bit.
He was about to start talking about how supple his skin was. You know,
Yes,
just like one step away from that.
Yeah, he was like, and the shirt he had on, it just.
And when I
so
him,
I heard bells.
The bells. Oh, the bells. Did he stay at Dak's house that night? Is that what happened?
night.
Yeah.
In an extended interview.
Yeah.
I don't think Dak's gonna play. I really don't. So I'm going the opposite, Zach. I kind of hope he doesn't play. Like I'm fine. I didn't think that we would have as many wins as we do now. So I'm okay with having a loss. I think they're going to lose 3 more times this season. I'm okay with having this loss. I want Dak to be 100% healthy when he comes back. I don't want it to be the same thing with like his leg when he came back and then he couldn't push off and got injured right away. So
I can understand that in a sense because if he doesn't play this week, then you guys have the Lions and then who was it? The Lions then the Bears, or
it's Lions and then garbage and then bye.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. We already played the Bengals, so we'll play the Lions, the Tigers, and the Bears this year. But
oh my,
I'd rather see Dak. You didn't see it earlier. We did earlier our other portion of the podcast. I want Dak out there, even if all he has is a pulse, because Cooper Rush's numbers. What was it? 10 of 16 for 102 yards. Yeah, we're not beating the Eagles that way. It's not happening. That's not happening. The Rams were a beat up unit. They're a better team than their record, but they're not good right now. The Eagles are playing well. We're not going to beat them with. I have us down as beating them because of our defense, and I believe that, but it's not going to be the same.
So, does the success that the Cowboys have had with Cooper Rush dictate in your opinion, how they should start handling Dak when he comes back? Do we need to see them running the ball more when Dak is back in the game?
So
How do you guys feel about that?
Go ahead,
my
Jonathan.
I'm against that too, because everybody keeps talking about, well, they finally found the winning formula. We're 13-4 last year. That was a winning formula. Number one scoring team in the league.
Yeah.
If this defense had played on that with that offense last year, we would have won the Super Bowl. But I don't think so. I don't think it changes anything. I do think that they should not. Sometimes I think the little boy gets a little too caught up in his own imagination and starts picking out all these different plays that are ridiculous. I think some of them they're slow developing. But one thing that he has done really well for Cooper Rush, and I'm going to keep pounding this dead horse, is that he gets CeeDee Lamb lined up on linebackers over and over and over again. And I hope he does that when Dak is in there. So that's my answer to it. Craig?
So I certainly hope not. And I hate giving any of this to coaching, but I really believe that our coaching has maybe turned a corner, because I think they're coaching the game to fit the quarterback rather than, okay, here's what is here's Cooper Rush. Let's play the game we were going to play with Dak Prescott, which is, I think, what they've tried to do with their backups in the past. They've constantly tried to say, okay, if we can take a tackle out, we'll put another tackle in and we can play the same game. But it's not that way with the quarterback. You can't just swap them out, because Cooper and Dak are nothing alike. And I wish we had a backup quarterback that was very similar, but we don't. So I think for the first time ever, our coaching staff has said, okay, here's Cooper Rush. I mean, it goes by the numbers. I mean, I've showed before, we're throwing a whole lot less attempts. Thank God we've got a defense, but I do believe, I'm hoping if they go to that, then I'm showing up to the next podcast after that with no shirt. Sorry, everyone, that'll happen.
Yeah, I think that of course they're tailoring the offense to the quarterback, and I think that makes sense. So let me get a little bit of a feeler out here. Is this a pro McCarthy podcast?
No.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
I hate giving him credit, and
Good, okay.
I'm really hoping he's gone. My hope was that they kept him on this year simply to go that year that Sean
Payton needed.
cannot coach. So they've all right, we'll just keep him so we don't switch out somebody. And, we know this guy is going to probably get us near the playoffs. If he does, like every other year, we're going to lose round one. If we get a bye week, we know we're going to lose that. And then we have a justification for getting rid of him. And the Cowboys have a history. Jerry Jones has done it before. Somebody wins a Super Bowl, we're getting rid of him. So that is my ultimate hope. And maybe I'm wrong, because sometimes coaches get washed out, but I'm hoping.
Sometimes you hear bells in an interview, and
Right, it's the wrong bells. Maybe it's a
Yeah.
belt instead of a bell. I mean, that's what I think it was. All right, give me some glory hole. So, all right. Well, everyone get quiet there. Rushing. What are you expecting rushing wise? Are you expecting that Philly's going to be? I mean, are you expecting, what kind of balance are you looking for from the Eagles?
So the Eagles run obviously a pretty, I want to say interesting, but it's becoming less and less interesting now in the NFL. But yeah, they run an interesting RPO offense, and so they're gonna rush a decent amount. It's gonna be whatever the line can give them. It's gonna be. I mean, the Eagles' offensive line. If Jason Kelsey's healthy, I expect them to run a decent amount. Jason Kelsey's out there, and I don't think it's incorrect to say he's probably a first ballot Hall of Famer. And so if Jason Kelsey's out there, I expect them to run the ball with a decent amount of success. Your defense is so freaking good, so it's going to be hard. But with Jalen, I think Jalen will primarily be the leading rusher, as has been. Well, unless Miles Sanders has a good day, but I think Jalen Hurts will have a couple of pretty good rushing attempts. That's sort of what I'm expecting. I think you guys will be able to run the ball pretty consistently, especially when it gets to the second half and Gannon decides to give up on running a competent defense. So,
What are you looking for, Jonathan?
For the Eagles running?
Wise Eagles. Then tell me what you're thinking Cowboys wise.
I think the Eagles will be able to run the ball. I think the difference. So the Cowboys in recent years, when we've gone against running quarterback, I feel like that running quarterback always just
We need
flips out and
we
takes
need
off.
we need a spy. We need somebody
But
who is on him, watching
but
him.
but
Stop
Micah
it.
Parsons is different. Like he is so
Yeah.
different, and he closes the gap. I've seen quarterbacks be surprised actually as they're dropping back. They see him coming off the edge, and you can see almost shock in their face as they're getting hit by him because they're like, "I did not expect him to close that fast." I think he's probably faster than Jalen Hurts. I really do. He's one of the fastest guys on the Cowboys
Who's
team, and so
go ahead. Who's a
I
better runner? Jalen Hurts or Daniel Jones?
I would say Jalen Hurts.
I think Jalen Hurts.
Yep. And
I
Daniel
think Daniel
Jones
Jones
got
might be
over
faster.
8 yards of carry on us running,
Yeah,
and he doesn't.
yeah.
He's so. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I
No,
didn't mean to interrupt, but like, I get the Micah Parsons thing, but we've got to have somebody on him.
Yeah, I think they're going to do a better job than we have in the past on the running. But I think the Eagles are going to be able to run. I don't know how well the Eagles will be able to throw the ball on the Cowboys. I know they have new wide receivers that are allegedly really good, so we'll see. But would you trade? Hey Zach, would you trade Saquon Barkley for Jalen Hurts?
Ooh,
No.
good question. Really? Well,
No, I wouldn't.
they got Sanders there.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't. I like Miles Sanders. I don't think they're even gonna re-sign Miles Sanders. But I would not trade a running back for a quarterback that I feel is better than average. Running backs don't have the longevity in this league, and Saquon's already seen to have injury issues. As much as I love him,
Running quarterbacks don't have longevity in this league either.
but Jalen has shown the ability to improve in the pocket. I mean, I'm interested.
So
yeah.
where would you put Jalen Hurts in the quarterback? Because you said above average. So
So I think before this season, I would have had him 16 or 17.
okay.
Like, but I'd say this season, I think right now, currently, he's playing like an MVP candidate. Currently, but I that doesn't mean he's gonna continue like that. And you're talking to the one Eagles fan who is a very big Dak Prescott fan. So, I have Dak. When he's healthy, I have Dak as a top 10 quarterback. So,
Yeah.
Wow.
I have Gardner Minshew as a top 10 quarterback.
that's a shame.
You're not Cooper rushing here. You're not. You're not.
No.
You're not in the.
Listen. I think Cooper Rush. I think Cooper Rush might have got himself a job somewhere else. Maybe as a starting quarterback of the Carolina Panthers.
Oh, okay.
But
I feel better.
but yeah, no, I don't think it's a question about Dak Prescott being better than Cooper Rush. So.
He could do that. Seinfeld, Kramer went to that one company. He went to drop something off or something and just started working there. That might be Cooper Rush's way into Carolina. Nobody knows what's going on in Carolina. He could just walk in, just start throwing the ball. Coach, I need my jersey. My jersey's, I don't know where it is.
Who's he saying coach to?
Yeah.
Oh, good question. That's the best part of it.
Cooper Rush is
I mean,
now
still got a couple coaches left.
Cooper Rush is now the coach and the quarterback of the Carolina.
That McAdoo is over there, right? So, I mean, that guy, we know he didn't know what was going on. Coach, I need my jersey. I can't find it.
He plays the part of Jason Garrett and Cooper Rush. So he goes in as Jason Garrett as the coach, and then Cooper Rush as the quarterback.
Oh, and that would totally pass the Google search they do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Now then it just comes down to, I don't know if I can do this anymore. I need a pay raise. We don't pay you. Oh, well.
Weird. Hey, I haven't been getting any paychecks. Can you backrate these?
All right. So, end of the day, what are your thoughts on this game? What do you? Let's talk about what you think the score is going to be.
Who's you?
What's up?
Who's you?
I'm getting there. Right now, it's both of you. At the end of the day, I want to know what your score is for this game. I want to know if Cooper Rush is the quarterback, what you think the final score is going to be. If it's Dak Prescott, what you think the final score is going to be. We'll start with our guest, Zach.
See, I didn't work out two different scores, but
Well,
I
I mean,
actually,
you can
Who
figure it.
would?
yeah. Okay, so
I
I
did.
think I think the Eagles win. And I think it's closer than a lot of, well, not a lot of people, because I think a lot of people are saying this is going to be a close game. Both these teams are really good. But I think the Eagles win 27-23. And yeah, I think that the Cowboys defense actually scores twice. And so, yeah. That's sort
Now,
of
what
my
are your
take.
thoughts?
I'm gonna go.
Remember, we just did this for you, so I know what your thoughts were.
Yeah, but I do two different guesses on each podcast.
Oh, gotcha. That's right. Then you can
I had
also have it.
my
Yes,
guess.
yes.
So I'm guaranteed a half a point.
He gets a half point for everything he does, Zach. Just so you know, you'll.
I
So
like
it's-
it. You're game in the system. I think that's
right.
great.
That's right. So I'm gonna say 21-19 Cowboys.
Wow.
If Cooper Rush plays.
Hold on. Earlier, if Cooper Rush played, it was 20-21.
The Eagles, though. I had Eagles.
He had
winning.
Eagles winning
Wow.
20-21.
Okay.
Go ahead.
But-
All right. Sorry.
But now it's 21-19. Cowboys win if Cooper Rush plays. I like the two defensive touchdowns. I'm going to go with one defensive touchdown and one that should be, but they're going to call him out of bounds at the one. And so the Cowboys will hand it off to Fat Zeke and he'll fall over the line. If Dak plays, I'm going to say 37-13.
Wow.
Wow.
All right. So mine were simple.
Dallas.
What's that?
No, I
Dallas.
I didn't figure that there'd be that much of a swing in
that plays
pro
we lose.
Eagles.
13 defensive touchdowns.
I've got Cooper Rush playing. Dallas wins 24-16. I've got Dak Prescott plays. It's Dallas 35, Eagles 13. The big thing for me, I don't think we're going to get a defensive touchdown. I do think that we will get some turnovers. I think they're going to be in the Eagles territory. I don't have a bold, we're going to run it down to the one and be called out of bounds or anything like that. By the way, penalties we've done good with lately. So I think the Eagles haven't been bad on penalties either.
No, I don't have a stat for this, so I'm gonna make it up. But I think they're both two of the best teams.
That's a great stat. I like that. Is that official?
Yeah. That's official. Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
good. So
How do you?
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you got
it. If in my score with Cooper playing, it's a very close game. How do you feel about the Eagles kicking game?
Well, so the Eagles kicking game is so it's hard to say. So Jake Elliott is hurt, our Pro Bowl kicker. And well, Aaron Sipos sucks. That's our punter. Aaron Sipos is garbage. I won a new punter.
Ours makes us anger.
5 weeks ago. But we have Dicker now, Dicker the kicker. I love him. I love his name. I don't know if I love him yet, but yeah, I can't complain. He made his kicks last week, so I can't complain. But I'm not super confident about it, especially because Jake Elliott's hurt. So
well, our long snapper's hurt, and Maher, our kicker, is erratic. So
let's hope it's not down to the kicks. Is what
you should give a little bit of insight on Maher, Brett Maher, and then we could call this episode Mourar on Maher. Mourar on Maher.
So wow, I think Maher kind of sucks. There you go. There's a little bit of insight.
So I did have part of my score was a special teams kick return, whether it's a kick or a punt.
Okay.
Turbin takes it in. So all right.
Here's what I think is more likely. I think what's more likely is you get a special teams touchdown because Britton Covey coughs up the ball and then you guys run it in. So
I'll take that. It's still special teams.
I'm not a big Britton Covey fan. He's our returner. So
I'll take that. All right. With that, we've got our power rankings. Now you've seen the show. You know how they go. Mm-hmm. So we're going to start with you if you've prepared, which I'm sure you have, because
sure.
Like our last guy, you came prepared. He came with this list of false facts that he was going by. Oh, we're gonna win.
Didn't he bring you free beer though?
What's up?
Didn't he bring you free beer though?
Well, yeah. I mean, that was nice
better.
Of him. This guy didn't bring free beer.
That's true. I am having my own though, so there's that.
Oh well, there you go. All right.
So, it's top 3, right?
Top 3. Yep.
Okay. So should I start with 3 or should I start with 1?
3.
Start with 3.
Okay, number 3, I have the Buffalo Bills. Do you want me to give a reason, or should I just
Sure.
do the list? Number 3, I have them at number 3. I think they have probably the most talented and most explosive team in the league. But I'm absolutely sick of everyone saying that the Buffalo Bills won the Super Bowl in September. They're the paper champions. It's been happening for 3 years now, and I'm just sick of it. Maybe if they can put up and shut up in the playoffs, I'll actually give them respect. But I mean, they're still good, so I can't have them lower than 3. But they're number 3 for me right now. So.
Agreed.
Yeah.
You're here.
Number 2, I have the Kansas City Chiefs. They just find a way to win. I thought taking away Tyreek Hill would be more of a detriment than it has turned out to be. And when you have Travis Kelce scoring 4 touchdowns, it's hard to argue with. And number 1, I have the Philadelphia Eagles. No surprise there. Only undefeated team in the league. So.
I've been waiting for that one.
So, can we do our out of power rankings as well?
Well, let's do the power rankings, then we'll do the out of power rankings. Because you like to go off on your out of power rankings, and it takes us 20 more minutes in the show. So, go ahead. Let's do your power rankings.
I have to remember what I said earlier. I have no idea what I said.
I do.
I said, let me think. There's San Francisco's in there.
Yep.
Buffalo is in there.
Buffalo's in there.
And Kansas City is in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think it's pretty.
I mean, 49ers are close to my top 3.
So I'm not really where you guys are. I've got San Francisco as my number 3. I think their defense is incredibly good. And I know I'm totally against everybody on this, and one day Jonathan's clapping, yay, Craig's finally on board. I have the Dallas Cowboys moving up to the number 2 spot because that defense is really good. I am sorry, Zach, I have bumped out the Eagles. And it's not because the game's coming up this week. It's because I truly believe that the Cowboys can beat them. And I can't put them over the Cowboys, and I still have to say Kansas City is up there.
Yeah.
I do, though. I am starting to think that the Cowboys can beat Kansas City at this point because watching that game, what was it, yesterday?
Yeah.
They didn't look as solid as they had. But
listen, Kansas City looks like they're vulnerable. That's the thing. When you watch the Bills play, they don't look as vulnerable, but I just don't have any faith in them. But Kansas City does look vulnerable.
They got that spot where it's like there's something missing that wasn't there. I think that Patrick Mahomes is playing better than I think he's playing his best football, but I think there's something missing in the team, and I don't know if it's coaching. I don't know what it is. I don't see him that much. But yeah. So Jonathan, you wanted to talk about the
out of power rankings.
Out of power rankings, yes. So this is one team. Go ahead.
It's a team it's not the worst team in the league. It's a team who's cruising along, but they forgot to charge their Tesla battery. Boom, it dies, and they're just.
And it's not the Denver Broncos because the battery came uncharged.
So real quick, last week I said it was the Denver Broncos. Craig said it was the Baltimore Ravens. Okay. We had this big blow up. Craig made a big deal. Oh, how could it be the Broncos? Blah, 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 blah. It's the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens, they're terrible. They're not going to win another game the rest of the year.
Wait, stop right there. Stop right there.
The Baltimore Ravens.
Which one better to find his version of what this is? The team that had energy, was going forward, moving along, and then ran out of power. Which one better defines who that is? Zach?
Did the Baltimore Ravens?
No. I said Zach. You asked me to define who I'm talking to. I'm talking to Zach. Stop.
If that's the description.
That is the description.
If that's the description, nothing would describe that more than the Ravens giving up a massive lead. But
oh my God.
I would say that I think that the Broncos.
This is the Eagles fan coming out right now.
But no, but here's the thing: the Broncos don't start at all. That's the issue.
Correct. Now
they never charged their battery.
Right.
They did.
Exactly.
The Broncos country did not ride. Yeah.
Yes, their catalytic converter got stolen along with a whole bunch of other people's out there.
And you know who's driving though? You know who's driving? AC Collins.
But this week
he was driving it, man. He couldn't go over 15. 800 police following him, cheering him on.
Ravens won, which caused. So the Broncos are still out of power, but the Ravens must have somehow magically found power somewhere along the way.
Oh,
But
come
anyway,
on. They didn't deserve to win that, and you know they didn't.
my pick is the Detroit Lions. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm teasing. It's the Los Angeles Rams are my pick this week.
Okay.
That is my power team. They're out of they're gonna win.
That one.
I think they'll win four more games the rest of the season, and that's it for the Rams.
I have no idea what's going on there. Granted, their offensive line is garbage, but
I think
how
the
do
biggest
you
problem.
how do you just does Allen Robinson exist anymore? I don't.
Where is he? He was like the fifth in receiving on that team. I think he had one catch.
They sold their soul to the devil.
Yeah,
I'm 100%
got Allen Robinson out of him and did nothing with him.
Yeah.
No, last year
to win the Super Bowl, by the way.
Right.
That's why Zach pays attention to him.
So who's your out of power, Craig?
Mine? Well, mine, of course, again, makes more sense than yours. No, it doesn't. I wanted to go with Miami. I did. Because I wanted to. I didn't go. You're already rolling your eyes, getting all upset over this. I wanted to go with Miami because Miami was booming. They were moving the ball. They were scoring points. They were unstoppable. They stopped. But I think they're going to get the power back. I think right now they're kind of recharging. I wanted to go with them. I actually thought about your pick. I decided not to. Then I went with the Chicago Bears. No, I went. See, I did it. I went because no. All right. So what I did end up going with is the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay Packers. All kinds of hope. They were winning, and they lost to the Giants.
Yes.
That's pathetic. I mean, Giants played well, but Green Bay should have won that game. And it's a home game for them. That's a home game loss for them. Even though it was in London. In front of all those people. Losing to the Giants, who we've all said were pretenders.
Correct. So I was going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers. No. This team is going to sound weird, but we're 5 weeks in. I'm not taking into account anything last year. I'm not taking into account anything the year before. But the team that's out of power for me is the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I was surprised Jonathan didn't bring them up. That was my next.
I almost went there. I almost went there.
Next comment.
I listen. I can't blame them when you lose last week or 2 weeks ago to the best team in the league. I can't blame you when that happens.
Wow.
But I can blame you when you lose to Davis Mills and the Houston Texans. I don't know. They looked like they didn't know they were playing a football game. So
they came into the league together too, didn't they? Houston and Jacksonville. Right? They were both expansions.
Sounds
same time.
I thought Carolina and Jacksonville, but you're probably more correct. Because that would be weird if they put
more correct or
you're probably correct.
Okay. I just wanted to hear it properly.
More properly?
Yes. Proper. Lee.
So the last thing we have to do is a Seeing Stars, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So Seeing Stars prediction is a prediction that is possible, not plausible, or plausible, not possible. No, possible, not plausible. Something a little outrageous, but it really could happen. So let's go ahead, Zach, if you're ready. Let's hear your.
Can we come to me
Yes.
in a little bit?
Yes,
all right, you want me to go? All right. So I am going, since we're 75% sure that Cooper Rush is going to be playing, right? My Seeing Stars is that Jalen Hurts has more rushing yards than Cooper Rush has passing yards.
The rush on rush. I like it.
On Rush. Rush against Rush.
That's pretty good.
I was going to say that Cooper Rush has more Hurts than Jalen Hurts has rushes, but it's hard to measure that one. So
Right. Yeah.
I am going to say my bit bold prediction, my Seeing Stars prediction, is that there will be a stoppage during the game, a lengthy stoppage, because of a coach passing out on the sidelines. And it's going to be Mike McCarthy, and it's going to be because there was so little blood flow because he zipped his zipper all the way up to the top. There's so little blood flow, he doesn't recognize it till he passes out and falls on the ground. Everybody panics. They think it's a heart attack and all this other stuff. Then they just unzip it and they cart him off. And that is my Seeing Stars prediction.
I'm pretty sure you got something more plausible.
You know,
No, actually, that sounds very plausible. That sounds very plausible.
He will be in Philly, so wearing a jacket will not be out of the realm of possibilities.
No matter where they played, McCarthy wears a jacket. They played in LA, he wore a jacket. He
There's
always
no
wears
air
a coat.
conditioning in LA.
Always zips it all the way
In
to the
LA
top.
there is, but not in that stadium.
So Mike McCarthy is going to pass out. There will be a stoppage, a lengthy stoppage for something like that on the sideline, some sort of medical issue from a non-player on the side. That's my Seeing Stars prediction.
Does the Seeing Stars prediction have to be only for the Cowboys-Eagles game?
Ooh.
It doesn't have to be confined there.
Okay. Because I have one, but it's not for that game.
Let's hear this one.
Okay. The Panthers will beat the Rams, but only because of a safety.
Ooh, that is very good. That is the essence of Seeing Stars predictions.
Yes. I think that Matthew Stafford will, in the final drive of the game, he will cough up a fumble because of their terrible offensive line. Or not cough up a fumble. He will be tackled in the end zone because of their terrible offensive line, and they will lose the game because of a safety.
So, one rule we made up just now is that if all three of us get our Seeing Stars prediction correctly, we come back for a bonus
Just now.
cast like this. We're going to do a bonus cast like this, but all three of us are getting massages while we're doing it. So
perfect. Perfect.
we lay down flat on the table. We have our iPad or whatever you're using down on the floor, and we do the.
Are we still shaving our beard?
Right.
I like my beard, but
No.
I'll do it for video. All right.
Perfect.
Cool.
I'm in.
Cool. Awesome.
All right. Hey, Zach, we want to thank you for being part of the show. It was fun.
Thank you for having me. I had a blast.
Thank you for being a decent Eagles fan. See, I have defended you on the show, so has Jonathan, actually. We have defended Eagles fans on the show. I have some friends who I could bring on here, and they would pretty much mock us the entire time, which I'm sure next time I'll have one. But either way, it was pleasant having you here. We enjoyed.
That was great.
This is your house. You invited me in. I might as well be respectful. So, yeah. We're not all terrible. There's no jail in your house, so I can't act up.
I wish you had brought a snowball. I really do. I wish you had just sat there and
I was gonna bring batteries actually, but
that would work too.
Are you really in Craig's house right now?
No.
No.
He's in the attic.
I'm just teasing. Cool.
Right. Well,
thank you guys.
If you all liked what you saw, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Have a great day. Zach, we hope to see you. Nope, not going to say that on the massage table. We hope to see you in the future. We all win these, and now I'm not going to show up if that happens. So thanks, guys, for everything. We'll talk to you soon.